This is Darius Oliver, and you're listening to 92.1 KXVS, the voice of Stockton.
This broadcast will start in 60 seconds. This broadcast will start in 45 seconds. This broadcast will start in 30 seconds. This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Hi, this afternoon. Hello, everybody. This is Connie O'Day, Lion Connie O'Day, I should say. I'm president of the San Joaquin Lions Club here in Stockton, California. We're District 4A1, and I welcome you to our show today. I would like to talk about a few things that are coming up within our district and within the international plans for other activities. First of all, the first thing I want to talk about is the International Convention. And this convention is coming right up around the corner. It's June 29th through July 3rd at the Las Vegas, Nevada, here in the United States. And it's at the MGM Marriott, MGM Resort Hotel there in Las Vegas. And also, if you want to come to the convention and be a volunteer, there is an opportunity, and your registration fee would be less if you were a volunteer, and there's lots of positions open. The person that you need to get in touch with is Rex Velasquez, and his email address is lionrex@aol.com. And you can go on the website of the International Convention for the Lions and find him under the volunteers also. But there's a lot of positions open. It'd be a lot of fun to really get involved with this convention. And for all of you here in the United States and close to us from Hawaii and even Alaska and Canada, it's a close convention right there in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's actually going to be the closest one for the next maybe 6-7 years. And so take advantage and go to the convention. Also what I want to talk about is the upcoming, it's a little early, but it's still very important. We have our 2018 Rose Parade float. And we all are involved in paying for this float. You know that International pays half of it. But we, all of us who are members in all the clubs, we need to pay the rest of it. So donations throughout the world are flowing in, and we need everyone to participate. And this year's float, the theme is preserving our environment. Sounds great, and goes right along with what our president has done for the 100th anniversary. And the float is going to be 35 feet long. It also depicts Leos are going to be on the float, and it depicts Leo's planting trees and overseeing the preservation of a historic landmark. There is also going to be a moving water wheel, and that's going to be absolutely great. A lot of Leos and a lot of participation. I once, about almost 4 years ago, was able to go to the Rose Parade, and actually some of us from my district, District 4A1, we got a reservation to work on the float. You have to sign up and get a shift, and so we did. And we also went to the international international director, governor. We went to his dinner, and also we were able to get seats right in the bleachers. So we were right in front of all the floats, and it was absolutely a wonderful experience. So if you ever have an opportunity to come to Pasadena, California, and help to work on the float, all you need to do is call the phone numbers for contacts on the website for the Lions Rose Parade float and set up your reservations. So that, and it's a wonderful experience, especially when you're able to go into the flower room where the millions and millions of beautiful flowers that go onto the floats are, and all the roses. So I invite you to remember that the Rose Parade float is on the morning, the New Year's Eve morning, and generally the parade starts about 8 o'clock, and it's a wonderful experience. So I hope you and your club will send in money for the donations to International for the Rose Parade float. And online, you can buy a lot of the T-shirts and sweatshirts and hats and other memorabilia that actually is for this year's float. And you can buy it and have it sent right to your house. So I hope your club will participate in raising money for our float. And also, the Peace Poster Contest is getting started this year. And so I hope that your club is getting involved with that. My club has already started here in Stockton. We will possibly have 4 schools participating in the Peace Poster Contest this year. So right now the kids are going home for their summer break, and when they come back, they'll start doing their posters. Wonderful, wonderful program, international program. Now for some local news. Here in District 4A1 in Stockton, California, we have a wine tasting event coming up at Pixie Woods here in Stockton. This is a wonderful fairyland in the park at Lewis Park here in Stockton. And our Lions clubs, especially Stockton Host and the Stockton Pacifica Lions, have done a lot for this Pixie Land. And for Pixie Woods, excuse me. And every year they have a wine tasting fundraising event, which is a wonderful event right there at Pixie Woods. It's going to be June 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. And if you want to get tickets for this or want more information, you may call Mary Panini. Her phone number is 209-403-2942. And this helps to raise money to support Pixie Woods. It's a wonderful park. It's like I said, like a fairyland for children. And so I hope that you will participate and send in donations or come to the event. And again, that will be June 22nd at 5 to 8 p.m. And it's a exquisite wine tasting event. So it will be excellent. Now we have another event coming up June 23rd. It's the National Federation of the Blind. As you know, all of us in Lions, we do help to serve the blind in our community and people with different disabilities. But this National Federation of the Blind is having a fundraiser. They call it the Mexican Fiesta Fundraiser. And it will be again on June 23rd. It's a Saturday. And it will be at the Mexican Heritage Center here in Stockton. Let's see, for information, you may call 209-636-1596. And it's very inexpensive for this event. It's only $15 for adults. And for children from 4 to 10, it's only $7, and children under that, it's free. So it's a very good event, and it will help the National Federation of the Blind here in California. So I hope you'll be able to attend that event. And then we have another great event that's happening. The Sonora Lions Club, they're up in our Motherlode country, and they are always active with some fundraiser. And so I'd like to tell you about the fundraiser that's coming up June 23rd. And it's the gourmet omelet breakfast that they're having at the Sonora Senior Center from 8 a.m. to 11. The tickets are only $10, and that goes to help them support many of their wonderful activities that they're doing in the community. So I hope you would like to go, especially those of you that are up in our Motherlode country that are seeing our show today. Remember the gourmet omelet breakfast put on by the Sonora Lions Club. And then I have another wonderful event that is local. This year we are again here in Stockton. We are having the 4th of July parade. Now last year we didn't have the parade because we had the Vietnam moving wall here in Stockton. It was the first time it had been back for 9 years. And it was the American Legion and the Veterans of Foreign Wars organizations here in Stockton that brought were able to get the moving wall here. That was absolutely a wonderful experience. But we had to make a decision here in Stockton, either have the parade or we have the wall, and everybody wanted to have the wall. And the Vietnam moving wall was absolutely a wonderful experience. So this year we are back to having our 4th of July parade. And I would like to tell you about the parade, and we're looking for people who would like to be partaking in the parade, like doing a float or dressing up your bicycle or dressing up your car or whatever you would like to do to enter into the parade. And we'd love to have different organizations come out and be a participant in the parade. Bands, organizations that play music or sing, it would be great because this is a hometown 4th of July parade, and it will be Wednesday, the 4th of July, and the parade starts at 10. But those who are going to participate, I would like you to please contact Linda Velasquez. She's also a member of the American Legion's Women's Auxiliary Organization, and she's the parade committee chair. And her phone number is 209-361-9422. So any of you out there that are in the San Joaquin County area and would like to participate in the parade, please get in touch with Linda. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful parade, and it's so good to have it back again this year here in Stockton. Now, I would like to move to my guests today. Every year, the Lions put on an all-star football game, and I have today with me, I have the Roy Morales, who is the chair. Not the chair, but he's on the board of directors and working very hard to organize this football game. And then we have Don Norton. Oh, excuse me. Coach Don Norton from Stagg High School. He's with us, and we have two young men that have played in this game. They have graduated last year, and so they're going to be my guests also. So first of all, I would like to introduce you to Roy Morales, and I'm going to turn it over to him to talk about the 45th Lions All-Star football game. So Roy, tell me all about the game, and then I'd like to have Coach Norton on, and then our two young football players.
This is actually this game that will be played here on June 16th. Will be our 45th game. So there's been 45 teams that have competed North versus South for 45 years. And I think it's really important that we acknowledge that this game has been around for a long time. This game has a tremendous amount of history in it.
Now this is in the Lions District 4A1, and you have taken high school students, seniors that are football players from northern high schools and southern high schools to develop the two teams, right?
Exactly right. The game was actually formed back in 1973 at the district convention in Santa Cruz. Club delegates, Lions club delegates, voted to accept the All-Star football game as a district project, District 4A1 project. A committee was formed in 1970, and it was formed. And in 1974, the first Lions All-Star Central Valley All-Star football game was played at the University of Pacific Stadium here in Stockton. 27 players from the North and 27 players from the South battled to a 14-13 win by the South. The district was given the proceeds, and that year, the very first game, the district was given back over $9,700. So it was a fundraiser for the district, and we're all Lions here. I mean, several of us are Lions here, and so being able to contribute back to the originators who came up with this idea to have our best of the best seniors from the south counties to the north counties, which encompasses 8 counties, have the best of the best football players come together and play in a Lions All-Star football game, and that this is the significance, is because 45 years ago they came up with this idea, and this game has continued. Now we've had challenges along the way, because everything changes along the way. But one of the bright things that we have here today to share with you is we have a coach. We have a coach who has actually coached in the game and who's been around the game been around football game for at least 30 years. And then we also have 2 players that have actually played in the game itself. So they have gone through the experience of checking in to checking out at the end of the game. So today we're really privileged to have a lot of experience to be able to share, from the players and the coaches' side. So anyway, we're glad to have all 3 of you here today,
yes.
And we're interested in hearing your insights, as far as the upcoming Lions All-Star football game. Maybe what we can do, Coach, is we can start off with you. Why don't you introduce yourself, where you're from, and how you got involved with this game, and really over the years with your involvement in the game and the All-Star Football Game Committee, what it really means to you.
My name is Don Norton. I'm the head football coach at Stagg High School. I've been head football coach for the past 13 years, but I've been associated with Stagg football for over 30 years.
And Stagg High School is in Stockton, California.
Stagg High School is
part of our 4A1 district for the Lions.
Correct.
Yes.
That is correct. My first year actually being involved with this game, I was an assistant coach out at Edison High School with Charlie Washington, who was one of the originators of the game, along with Wayne Schneider, who is still the driving force, along with Elizabeth Gibbs Olson, who are the driving force of keeping this game going. Both Lions members. As a matter of fact, Wayne, Charlie, the late Bob Mattos, and a couple other coaches were the ones that approached the Lions All-Star, or the Lions, about starting this All-Star game. It's the second oldest All-Star game in the state.
Oh my,
and it's the,
I didn't know that. Good.
And it's also the only All-Star game that houses the players for a week. So it's a very unique opportunity. I know at Stagg, our kids look forward to being selected to this game every year. It's a big deal to them, and the kids talk about how they want to be a part of this game. It was played at UOP for a long time. UOP discontinued football, so we kind of floated around at some different locations to keep the game going. And went down to Modesto, went down to Merced for a few years, and it's been at Tracy for the last, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Now these are towns within District 4A1 here in
correct.
California.
Correct.
the reason I'm stopping to explain where they're located, because we're talking to people all over the world, and Lions from all countries will be getting our show. So we want to let them know that, hey, this is happening in Stockton and San Joaquin County and Tracy in California.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big deal for this area. And just to let you know where the players come from, the north consists of high schools from Lodi down to Ripon, out to Tracy, and then up into the foothills, up to Sonora, Somerville, those schools, Linden, etc., up in the foothills. So that's the north. The south starts from Modesto, Oakdale, works its way all the way down to Chowchilla.
Right.
Those high schools are all the ones involved with the south. The south is roomed at the Stanislaus State. The north is put up at the University of Pacific. And they also, the north practices at Stagg High School, so they have a little walk every day from Pacific to Stagg. And then the south, they are housed at Stanislaus State, and then they practice at Stanislaus State on the fields there. So that's where the teams are made up of. We have a committee every year that selects a coach. In order to be eligible to coach in the game, you have to have a winning season, and we usually try to select a coach that's been in the playoffs, and the farther they go in the playoffs, the more likely they are to be selected to be on the game.
Now, Don, how long have you been a coach with this game?
I have coached in the game 6 times, 2 times as a head coach, 4 times an assistant. I'm 3-3 in the 6 games. I've been involved with 3 times where we won, 3 times where we lost. I'm 1-1 as the head coach of the game. But I've been involved with the committee since 2010.
Now, I'd like to just ask this question because Lions are always forming different kinds of activities to do things in the community. How do you feel about this game that the Lions have supported? What does it mean to you, and what do you see it could mean to our community and our players?
I think this is a great project for the Lions Club to get behind. I think it's very important, and I really want to stress this, it's very important that the Lions Clubs get behind and support this game. I think it's also important that the president of the Lions Club for this particular section gets out and supports this game.
Now, who would that be?
I don't know.
All
who
the presidents?
No,
that would be our district governor.
District governor.
Oh yes, our district
yeah,
governor.
district governor.
Don Gall.
Yes.
That's our incoming,
Yes,
right?
that's our incoming.
I think it's very important that the governor, the district governor, gets behind this game and really supports this game. Sometimes it's not there. Most of the time it is. And I think it's important for all the clubs to get behind and support this game. It's a great event, and it affects 60 young men, and we get usually about 6 to 7 coaches on each team. So you're talking about 70 to 80 people that are directly involved with playing the game, participating in the game. We also get between 80 to 100 nominations every year. So those 80 to 90 nominations of players are nominated every year, and so they select the top 30 players out of this 80
now,
to 90 players.
How are the players selected? Do you know?
The coaches have a committee. The head coach has their own committee that they put together. They evaluate films, game films from each player, and they select a team based off of the films that are submitted by the coaches from the different schools that nominate players. And it's quite a task. A couple years ago we just did that, and we had about 92 nominations, and we had to select a team down to 30 players.
Oh my!
And so it was quite a few hours of watching game film. And
I
making
imagine
sure that
it was quite a hard job.
It is. It's but you know, because you want to treat each young man that's nominated as fairly as possible, give them all equal amount of time as far as the film that you watch, and then they're selected from that basis.
And these are all seniors.
These are only seniors.
Right.
Only seniors participate in this game.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So as the coach, what are your responsibilities?
Well, when you're the head coach of this, first you got to select the team. You put together a coaching staff, and then you try to keep the players updated, get them organized, make sure that they're on task to get their physicals, get all the paperwork done, go to the banquet so that they get honored at a banquet, and that's very important. It's a nice thing that the Lions Club does to put on the banquet. And then they get the opportunity, like I said, to spend a week at Pacific. So as a coach, you organize their practices, you keep track of them during the week of the game. And then on Saturday night, you go out and you play the game. And you try to make the experience for the players as outstanding experiences that you can.
Now, when you talk about their housing, and of course, when they're housed, they also get meals, and then you're talking about physicals. Now, who pays all that?
The players are responsible for getting their own physicals.
The physical. Okay.
Yes.
What about the housing and the meals?
Well,
during
that's
the
part
week?
of the deal. The committee has to raise the money.
So that's raised by the Lions.
It's
Yes.
raised by the committee,
By the committee.
the
Yeah.
committee that's involved with the game.
They're all
Yes,
Lions, aren't they?
they're
Not all.
Oh,
not
there's
everybody.
some that
all
are
the football
community
committee.
people.
No, yeah, there's just.
Oh,
some
that's
regular-
wonderful.
Yeah, so we
Yes.
have community, engaged in the.
Oh, I thought the whole committee and the board of directors were all Lion
At least
members. But
90% or more.
But there are people
Lions.
from the community. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful, because it's so important that we do reach out to the community and the community participating in these types of events, and that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So, so when you have had what 5-6 years with this All-Star?
This is my 8th year as
Eighth
far as
year.
being on the committee. Now, like I said, my first time that I coached in this game was 1983 as an assistant with Charlie Washington. We also coached the game with some coaches from Lodi High School at that time. So that's where I started getting involved with the game. I don't think at first I appreciated the impact of the game when I first got involved, but now, having been a head coach and being involved with the committee, you get a different perspective as far as how important this game is and what it
Can you
means to
share
everybody.
that perspective with us?
Well, it's a great opportunity for these young men to show
Yeah.
the talent level that they have, and it's a great opportunity to give back to the community by the players and by the Lions Club. Because, we get a number of different Lions clubs that get involved, like the Linden Lions feeds these guys on Tuesday night. They go out for a big barbecue dinner and a big presentation, so it's a great event. We also take them out to the Stockton Ports, and they get a chance to watch the Ports baseball game.
Yes, there's going to be an event out there too. Oh,
And
that's wonderful.
then the other thing that they do is the Delta College hosts a softball and baseball all-star game, and they've had it at UOP a few times. So the kids have been able to go and watch the Lions, not the Lions, but the Kiwanis, I think puts that one up, but the baseball and the softball all-star. So there's a lot of these different all-star games that go on. And again, great experience for the kids, and it's an honor to be selected to be on these teams and participate in the games.
That's very good. Excellent. Well, I know you've brought some of the past players here with us today. So, well, Dawn, can you introduce the players?
Well, I'm going to introduce these two young men. These two young men have played in this game before. They played football at Stag, so they're a little biased on my part because they played for me. And,
Well, at least you know what quality they are, and I'm sure that all the other players are up to the same kind of standards and quality
Right,
too.
yeah, these are two very outstanding young men who played in this game. To my immediate left here is Cottrell Haywood. Cottrell, his senior year, had 100 catches, 1,640 yards, 26 touchdowns total, 24 receiving. Is now playing at the University of Idaho.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
to his left is Kevin Johnson, we call him KJ, who, to be honest with you, just a little story about KJ. His junior year, sophomore year, he communicated to me that he wanted to be involved with this game, and he thought he was a pretty good football player. And at that time, I wasn't quite so sure. But I'm going to tell you something. KJ is a great example of hard work, perseverance, and just really working hard to achieve something you can accomplish. And he's done that. He was a 4.104 GPA student. He's now playing for Lewis and Clark University, playing football there. And his senior year, I think he may have had the biggest catch of the year, falling backwards, kept his feet in the end zone, caught a biggest pass against McNair High School, which led us to a league championship through that game. And he went on to be a Lions All-Star because of the hard work and perseverance that he's demonstrated.
Fantastic. Well, I'd like to start with Cottrell, and just bring the mic up to you. You are a graduate from Stagg High School, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And when you were selected for this all-star football game, do you remember how you felt about that, being selected?
Well, first I want to say it was an honor because all my years that I played football, I'd never been to an all-star game. like even in Pop Warrior, it was an All-Star game. I never been to one. So when I found out, I always looked up to being in it. Like when I was like a sophomore, people was like, "Oh, the All-Star game, the Lions having an All-Star game." I never went to it, but I'm like, "Oh, I never been to one, so I wanted to be in it." So when I found out I got selected, it was a real good honor. I was excited. So it was actually, it's always going to be a good memory for me that I've been selected in the All-Star game.
That's excellent. That's wonderful. And so when you graduated after you had played this game, where did you go from there?
I went to the University of Idaho. Now that's where I'm playing at right now. I redshirted my first year, and I'm fit to be. Well, I'm gonna try to do big things there.
So you're playing football there?
Yes, I am.
Are you playing wide receiver there too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, fantastic. Now, let me ask you something, because I've worked with a lot of students in my past years and getting them through high school and even onto college. And how, or did this football game, participating in this game, has it done anything for you now in your future and in the games that you're playing now?
It actually done a lot because without school, I wouldn't be able to play football because in high school I struggled a lot. But Coach Norton and some of my friends and my family kept me going. So
excellent.
That made me go on to a D1 college and making me stay in football now. So it's actually a pretty good thing, pretty good feeling.
So being part of the All-Star football game helped you to continue your future and get onto college and move into football that you're playing now?
Yes, because it's like when you never got selected for something that you always wanted to be in and you finally get selected, it's like an honor. So it feels good, and you're like, oh, let's see if I can get selected in like a higher level of football, and it would be real good to feel that way.
So you think that being in the All-Star game helped you with your skills and maybe your experiences and maybe your attitude to be able to be selected for the football team that you're playing in now?
Yes, because you always have to work hard, and when you work hard, you get accomplished. Like they find you and be like, oh yeah, I see you working hard, so you get selected in like an All-Star game to do good stuff to show kids, and you also can share your experiences to like other people that's also going to the Lions All-Star game and tell them how I feel, and go to like the UOP, the University of UOP, to sleep in the dorms to get some experience of how college will be.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent. And then, Kevin, you're called KJ? Yeah. May I call you KJ?
Yeah, that's fine.
You could call me Connie.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Now, you played also with the All-Star football game, and
Yes.
you were wide receiver, and you were from Stagg High School?
Correct.
And you graduated there too?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Now, maybe you could share with us too how this experience and being selected meant to you back then.
Well, I feel like as any athlete, like if you're serious about your sport, you want to be in the top category. You want to be on top. And for me, I had played in 2 All-Star games before this. Then my freshman year I came in, and I always looked up to Brian Wood and Ryan Wood. They're like older brothers to me, and they played in it, and it was always.
Now, who is that?
They graduated from Stagg. They went to Shotterman State.
But they played in the All-Star game
yeah.
too? Oh, okay.
One was the MVP, and then the other was the offensive player of the game. So it was always a big goal of mine to play in it, especially because I was always the underdog. So I love to prove people wrong. So it was a huge accomplishment for me being in the All-Star game, and I was really appreciative to be selected.
Well, you know what, KJ, what you just said, being the underdog, and you felt like you were an underdog, and then when you got selected to be in the All-Star football game, and so what did that say to you?
It's just to show that if you want anything bad enough, you can do it, but you got to be willing to put in the hard work. And I give a lot of my success to the man beside me, Coach Norton. He instills a lot of hard work, motivation, and he always preaches finish. We have it in our weight room, and me not being selected in that All-Star game, I wouldn't have finished the right way. So I mean, a lot of my successes to the man beside me. He's instilled a lot of great things that.
Are you talking about Coach?
Yeah, Coach Norton.
Okay, fantastic.
Hey, you use the word finish. We're into this game 45 games, okay, and we want to finish strong. And when I mean finish strong, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about bringing the game to the next level. And one of the things that really impressed me about both of you is that when they asked you about the meaning of this game, this is the essence of what is going to drive this game forward. It's really about the athlete knowing that this is not an opportunity that everyone gets. It's an opportunity for players to be recognized because of the hard work and dedication that they put on and off the field, and that's a tremendous message. And I think the message that we as people on the football committee need to be aware of is that message. All the Lions out there that are listening to this program right now, they need to understand that what you guys just shared with them about the meaning of the game. This is what Lionism is all about. It's about giving back to the community.
Yes.
And what we're doing as a district of Lions, servants in the community, is giving our best athletes an opportunity to compete against each other in a very, very, very important, game. And so I really, I think you guys really hit the message that we want to share with all of the other athletes out there, because I don't know if all of the other athletes out there had that kind of feeling like, anticipation. Am I going to be selected for the game? Maybe they didn't even, well, if I am, I am. But it needs to be thought of is that I want to be in that game. And I'm going to play every game, that I'm playing for my coach, to try to put myself into a position to play in that game. And I think that's a really, really important message that we want to send to our community of Lions out there, that you guys have deserved it, you've earned it,
Yes.
and you're aware of the significance of this game. Because remember this, I want both of you to play in another All-Star game.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, I want that.
Professional All-Star game.
But the fact of the matter is that there's a good chance that you might not ever play in. You know what I mean? Yeah. There is a real good chance. There's only very few that go to the next level and play in an All-Star game. So what our student athletes, that are coming up the ranks, and many of them, the ballers that are out there right now that are going to be trying to get into that game. You need to share that message with them. You want to play in an absolutely outstanding football game, you need to earn it, and you need to be thinking about it now so that you can participate in this game and you can have the same kind of experience that both of you had. But one question that I want to ask you is this. You guys have an opportunity because the Lions put this thing together, and I know how they put it together now because this guy's been on the committee for a long time. He knows the nuts and bolts of putting this game together, and it ain't easy, okay? But it's worth it. Give me your insight, okay? Because it's not only about playing the game, okay? It's about the relationships. Tell me about this. When you check in on Monday, you remember when you checked in on Monday? I think because you guys had a week too. You check it in Monday at 12:30. You're going. Tell me about that experience, that very first day. Now you're seeing your competitors. You're seeing the guys you played football against, right? And now you're starting to form. What do you form? You're starting to form a little relationship, maybe.
Yeah.
Tell me about the experience that you had checking in from the time you checked in till the time you checked out, as far as what that team, those relationships that you developed with not only the coaches, but with the players that you met. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
So me, I always play I play Pop Warner with some of the people that I play with on the north side of the Lions All-Star game. So when I got there, I seen a lot of them. And it's like we did a lot of events together, so to create team bonding, so we
Yes.
could play with each other and try to win the game. But it was fun. We watched the finals with the Cavs and the Warriors to try to bring team bonding. People really looked up to each other and really tried to play hard with each other to win the game, because it was a really good honor for us to play with each other. Like, say if you didn't get picked, that would have been their last high school game would have been playing against playing against each other, and we never had another chance to play with each other. So I feel like that's a good honor to play with somebody. They earn their will.
Yes. Very good. How about you, KJ?
I thought it was pretty cool because it kind of gave me like a step, like initiative step into like what it was gonna be like being in college. You know, because you room with guys that you don't really know with.
Right.
You don't know, and you get like a solid week just to try to build that that camaraderie. You know, I mean, I think that's what the game's about. I mean, if you look at all the successful teams, you know, they're tight. You know, that's what they talk about, and that's the only reason why I play the game is for the team. And so just getting a chance to meet new people. I'm friends with a lot of the guys on the team. I'm actually like really close with some of the guys that I play with on the team. So it gave me kind of like an initiative step into what college is going to be like, and it was a good experience. I had a good time.
Those other players you said that you got close to and still are close to, did you know them before you came to the game and in the dorms? Did you know any of them?
Well, one of the guys was actually one of our rivals. He was a quarterback from McNair, and they when we on the coin toss, because I was one of the captains, they didn't shake our hands. So we kind of had, you know, we knew we didn't really like them. They didn't like us. We had beat them like, I don't know, 57 to 20 year.
That's when you were playing the high school games.
Yeah, so we kind of didn't really like each other. But like once we were like, you know, we were in the dorms, and you know, we had one goal, and that was to win the game, and it just kind of all just went out the window, and we had fun, and now me and that guy are really close. So,
well, you know, Roy, if I may step in here, what you have expressed about playing in the games and having rivalries, and at one game this other team did not shake your hand at the toss of the coin, and you can get a lot of bad feelings. And then when you have to start getting into college football, or you might even go on to the national footballs, professional football, and when you have team members, what you have learned was how to come together with other people, and people you don't know, people that might have other ideas than you, but you come together as one team. That experience in itself is way beyond most people ever have. And most young people and young adults like yourselves who have not had that experience through this game, they have a hard time in their future, because learning to communicate and come together with new people, especially at college, when you're coming together with new people and you're living in the dorm, like you say, and so forth, it's a very hard experience. But what you both have experienced, and I'm sure it's been very successful to you because you've shared that, and you are being very successful, but having that, learning that new camaraderie with people you don't even know, people who were rivals, but now you're together as one team and you work as one team. That education is just, there's no value high enough for that experience for you too.
And especially from a coach's perspective, I mean, you know, when you coach your first team, you were involved with coaching many teams, but tell us about your experience as far as you've seen all these players for the first time. You know a few of them, right? But they're all coming together under you know, under your coaching, supervision, all that. What do you see happen to these kids?
You know, I think that's one of the most important things as a coach in trying to develop this team into a team in 5 days.
Right.
And that's the challenge, is being able to do that, because you have kids that you've picked from the foothills, for example, who have a a conception of kids that live in Stockton, kids
Right.
that live in Stockton that have a conception of what the kids from the foothills are like. Because I remember our Friday before our game, we had a team bonding period where they had to talk about their experience, and we gave prizes and all this kind of stuff. It was a big team bonding thing the night
That's
before.
great.
But it was interesting to hear some of the kids talk about, well, you know, I used to think this kid or those kids weren't very good kids, but this week of practice broke down all those barriers and gave them an opportunity to get to know, hey, you know what, those guys are good guys after all. And those guys are good guys after all. So I think it's really important, and that you could just see as the week went along, the more they got to know each other, the more they got closer as a team. And then on Saturday night, they came out and performed as a team. And if they won, they took it well as a win. They got excited about it as a team. And if they lost, they took it hard as a team. Because I've experienced both ends of it.
Right.
So I think in a short week, I think the great thing about high school kids and kids going on to college is they have an opportunity to really expand their horizons in a very short period of time. And it's a great experience for them. I think it's one that the Lions needs to make sure that this game just keeps on going.
Yes,
and just
definitely.
never stops. And we have a small committee. It was great to have Roy join in and be a part of the committee. It's a small committee that does, I don't think people really realize the amount of work that this small committee does to keep this thing
I
going
don't
every
think
year.
a lot of the Lions clubs realize how much we have discussions about it at our district meetings, but we haven't really had anybody come around to each club recently to talk more about it and get more enthusiasm up. And I'm hoping that maybe we can do something like that before the game this year.
One of the things that is really cool is that, especially you guys know this more than anybody else because you guys are young, is that if you're going to promote anything, you know, I mean, social media is the way to promote it real quick, cheap. And this is the reason we're in this business right here. This is the reason Lions has a show on the community radio station, KXVS, the voice of Stockton. Because we can share the good news, the good stuff that is happening in our community. We can share your stories, you know,
Yes,
to the
yes.
public. And then once we get it on our Facebook page, what I want you to do is forward it, baby. Send that thing out there. Because you know what I want to do? This is what I want to do. I want to catch that kid that's just starting to think about, you know, he's playing football right now. He's just starting to think about, he hadn't heard about this Lions All-Star football game. I want him to taste this game. I want him to know Control, and I want him to know KJ. That those guys said, hey, you want to be an All-Star? This is what you got to do. And I want those young kids to experience the same kind of things that you experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's the power of the media. That's the power of us being able to market our product. We don't have a lot of money to market our product, you know, but we have a great product, and we have great people. We have great players. We have great committee. We have great coaches. You know, we've lost a little bit, I think, along the way. What happens is, because everything gets a little bit more expensive, you know what I mean, to run and operate and all that. And it's the same people doing it all the time. You know what we need? We need an infusion of some new blood.
Yes.
An infusion of some new ideas. You know, and that's why we're moving. Because we're moving this game forward. And this is a pivotal year for us. Because we have big ideas. We have big ideas for this game. And one of them, and I'm going to say it, because Coach is behind me 100%, we want to bring this game back home to Stockton. The roots are driven right here in this game.
Definitely.
You know how many pro players have come out of this game? Tons. Pro players. You see them all the time right in the community. You know what I mean? And so we have so much, you know, it means so much to this community. And we really feel this. And in the first Lions All-Star football game, they were able to give back $9,750. Okay? We have not been able to give as much back over the years because of the costs, the expenses that are going up. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to market our game better.
Right.
And you're going to be part of us marketing that game, because we want you guys to be involved in the game. We want you guys to be involved in promoting the game. This is a good thing for the community. So anyway, we have big visions, and just because we may have had a little bit of lack of support recently from some of the clubs, it's okay, because that's our challenge.
Right.
Our challenge is to rise up and above all of that and create a better product that is going to be even more profitable so that we can give back to the district. You know, we'll be able to give back to the district. But anyway, Coach, I don't know if you want to say any words about that, about, you know, just kind of, you know, your feelings about where do you want to go with this game?
Well, like you said, Roy, it's been one of my goals to try to bring the game back to Stockton. Now, that's not, I want people to understand, it's not to put the knock on Tracy at all.
Yeah,
It's a great experience there, and Tracy's been a great host. But I think having the game in Stockton gives us the opportunity to draw more people to the game.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing, is that we need to draw more people to the game.
Right.
And more people need to come and see these young men play in this game.
Yes.
It's an exciting game. And the fact that these guys have been able to come together in 1 week and play the type of football that they're capable of playing. And, you know, the other great thing is a year, 2, 3 years from now, you go, hey, you know what? I saw that guy play in the Lions All-Star game. You're watching him on TV. And then maybe after that, you see him in the NFL. I saw that guy play in the Lions All-Star game. Great experience. And for the kids, they sit there and they look back and go, you know, I played in the Lions All-Star game with this guy. And I'm going to tell you a real quick short story. I've gotten to know a lot of young men from this game. As a matter of fact, because I knew somebody, it got me out of jury duty a few weeks ago. Because one of the lawyers was somebody who played for me in the Lions All-Star game. So, yeah, so I got off dismissed from jury duty because of that. But you just never know. But it just goes to show you the type of successful people that get involved with this game, and just where this game can go and what the potential is for this game.
Well, I think that if Kevin and Cottrell, if they were able to share their ideas with the players that are coming up, if you're here, that would be absolutely wonderful. They get to know who you are, and now you're playing college football, right?
Yes.
And is any of that college football games on TV?
Yes.
Aha.
There you go.
Well, see.
He's the Vandals, right?
Yeah.
He's
What
He's the Vandals.
what I'd like you to do is go to the KXVS homepage or the Facebook page and get the video for today.
Yeah.
Okay? It will be titled Lions We Serve Live. Okay? And we're going to take a picture of all of us together, and that picture should be on the website on that video. And you can send that video out to your own Facebook page if you have, and send it to your friends and get the word out, okay? And continue to support this wonderful, wonderful game. And share with people who might come on your Facebook page and say, oh, gee, I looked at the video, fantastic. And then share your ideas with those. And especially, you know, I just would like to say to KJ, Kevin, when you shared that you felt like the underdog, and then this game being chosen brought you totally out of that kind of feeling about yourself, and you graduate with 4.0, right? And moving on to college football, and you too moving on to college football. I mean, this is absolutely wonderful, because what Lions like to do is we work with our youth and like to see them taking the experience to move on in their life. Now, we have a contest every year called the Student Speaker Contest, and I have held the Student Speaker Contest here in Stockton, and 4 of my judges who have judged the student speakers, they were student speakers contestants when they were in high school, and they had become professors at University Pacific. One was a professor and lawyer at Humphreys Law School, and they told me when I asked them to be a judge, they said, I was in that at my high school.
How cool is that?
And yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. Now here you are, you have played in the Lions All-Star football game, and now you are becoming stars at your colleges and moving on to college. Yes. What was that for?
Hopefully.
Hope you will, because you know what you have,
That's right. You have
Kevin. You have experience going from feeling like I was an underdog And I don't know if you ever felt that way either. I know I felt sometimes like that in high school too, and I was very active in safety council. That's another long story, but I know what you mean. And then coming out of that feeling and becoming very successful. But you were the one who did it. That's what's important, and you were the one who did it too. Nobody else. I mean, you get support from people, but it's your own heart, your own mind, and your own courage to bring you to where you are. And I'm so glad you were part of this.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm very proud of you. Yep.
Appreciate it.
And I wish you all the success in your careers now and playing college football. Oh my God, that must be exciting for you. That
Dream
must
come
be
true.
really, that's wonderful. And so we're just about finished here. And golly Moses, does anybody want to say anything? Do you guys want to say anything more to all of the other players out there in the world that are going to be looking at our video?
We go all in.
Just keep working hard, and hard work will pay off.
Hard work will pay
Excellent.
off. There you go.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
right.
very true. Okay, what about you,
Yeah,
Coach?
go ahead and say something.
Last thing, just enjoy the experience.
Yes.
When you're there, enjoy the experience. And just so everybody knows, the experience starts this Saturday. We have the banquet for the players this Saturday.
Okay.
And then they check into the dorms next Monday. So a week from today, the All-Star experience for this year's players start. And again, just to go enjoy the experience. It's a lot of fun, and go have fun playing in the game.
Wonderful. And you have something else?
I just want to thank you, Lion Connie, for always hosting the show and doing such a wonderful job. I want to thank Coach Norton for his unwavering commitment to his players.
Yes.
Both on and off the field. You know, the more Coach Nortons we have out there, the better this community is going to be. And you guys are two classic examples of him pouring everything he's got into you guys. So you guys know what you guys need to do, and that's go out there and be successful. Have a successful life, you know what I mean, and be proud that you have a relationship with someone that you know gave to you, you know what I mean. Those are the important things that we learn in life, you know. And so, and then because you're going to be serving, we want you to be lions one day. You know, you play like lions.
Yep.
But at some point you're going to be giving back, and I know that you're giving back to your community here. Coming up with a little football camp, I believe you and Mr. Webb are doing.
Yeah, I already actually did that.
Oh, you
June
guys did it
2nd.
Saturday? Did you guys do it on Saturday? Okay.
And it was, what was it?
It was a football camp with the little kids, just to teach them, like, give them some tips on how college is and what it's about, and just like hard work, basically.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And the last thing that I'll say is that we did post a poster up here for an upcoming event, a really, really cool event that's put on by the Stockton Record. It's called the All-Star Preps Best of the Record 2018. There are over 300, honoring over 300 of the best prep athletes in the area. And last year, Cottrell, tell me where you ended up on that 300 list of best prep athletes.
I was number 1.
Oh, well,
Because-
congratulations.
Thank you. It was actually an honor to meet Derek Carr when I got selected, because I met a couple NFL players, but I never met an actual quarterback that was actually NFL that was doing big things. So it was an honor.
They were there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Anyway, and this is an upcoming event that is, let's see, that's
June
on
21st?
June 21st. Going to be at the Stockton Arena. You can go on recordnet.com/preps to get your tickets. It was attended by well over 500 people last year at the arena floor, on the arena floor. And I'll tell you what, you saw the best of the best, and it really inspired me as far as what the youth are doing in our community. So I'll end on that note.
Well, I want to thank all of you. I feel very proud
Thank
that
you.
you two young men have played in our game and have moved on, and that's exactly what we like to see, is successes like you've done. You've done very well, and I'm very proud of you personally. And I want to thank you, Coach, for all your fantastic work. I remember Pop Warner and the games back. I've been here in Stockton a long time, and Stag High has come along very well, and the players, and even though I went to Lincoln High School, which is playing in the game too, but we're all together, we're all players together. That's what's important. And Roy, I want to thank you, Lion Roy.
This is what we'll do. This is how we Lions roll. Okay? Lions what?
Roar!
Lions roar.
Oh, Okay, well, I want to thank everybody out there, and please go to our KSVS website for the web page, and Facebook page.
Yes.
There's so many places to go, and to see our video again, and share it with all of your Lions clubs, and maybe some of your clubs in other countries, other states can create the same kind of wonderful program, an all-star football game. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next Monday at 2 o'clock. And we're going to be talking a lot about the centennial year, which we're in right now. It's almost over. 100 years of experiences in the community that the Lions have given worldwide. That's what we're going to discuss next week. So I hope you'll tune in at 2 o'clock and see us. Thank you. Goodbye.